What's up, everybody? I've had 2 hours of sleep because I stayed up all night waiting for Tamiya to release their news. It was worth it, I think, but I'm kind of tired. Yeah, I've had 2 hours of sleep, but I'm ready to talk about some of the things. I got to sit down this morning and go through some of the products released and kind of have some thoughts about it. And I'd like to talk about them. Yeah, let's talk about them. Okay, welcome to my channel, everybody. My name is Rex. Let's talk about Tamiya. Well, there's a lot of things to talk about, and I'm pretty excited. There are a few things that I think many of us didn't expect, and I'm pretty excited to talk about them because I know I keep saying excited, but there's something really cool that some people might hate, some people might love. I'm indifferent a little bit because it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Let's get into it. And at the top of the list, we've got the Mercedes 4x2 dump truck. Pretty cool. I mean, I'm not huge into trucks yet because I know what a rabbit hole that could also be. But in the future, I'll be looking at something like that. Just not yet, not for me, not yet. You tell me, are you into these trucks? Do you have some? Put in the comments down below what you got. And let's keep moving. This next one is really cool, actually, in my opinion, because when I first saw it, I thought to myself, whoa, cool, this is a familiar chassis, but now they've added something on there that other companies have out at the moment, and I wonder how it's going to be. But upon further inspection, I realized it's not what I thought. So this is the quad track, the Landfrieder quad track, and it's in my opinion, unfortunately, it's based on a TT02 chassis. They call it the TT02 FT. I'm not sure what FT stands for. Maybe four track or full traction or something like that, because it is called a quad track, so I figured 4-track. But it's not a TT02B. But when I first laid my eyes on it, I thought maybe they'd be going on a CC01 or a CC02 chassis, but I didn't see any links at the bottom, and that's when I started looking into it, reading it, and found out it is a TT02 chassis. Am I getting it? You know what, I think so, because I've personally been avoiding the TT02 chassis because it's being used in everything. Actually, it's funny, this morning I woke up and saw Gavin's video from RC Kicks, and he was complaining about the TT02 chassis as well. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. For me, it's not that they've overdone it. For me, it's that the TT01 and the TT02 chassis seem to be far too beginner. I mean, we're talking about Grasshopper status here. And you've got plastic hinge pins, basically, into plastic cups. This doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I know these aren't performance vehicles, but at the same time, I'd like them to last more than a couple of years before having to replace some arms and things like that. Anyhow, that's my take on the TT01 and TT02 chassis. But I am going to be getting this because I don't have a TT02 chassis. I also think, and I think that this chassis would be a good TT02 chassis to have because of the new plastic polycarbonate electronics cover tray, lid, I guess you can call it. But it's got an underbody, what do you call that thing? Anyways, it's got liners everywhere so that it keeps dirt and mess out of the tub. So that might be worth it for me to get as my first TT02 chassis. And that's where I am with that. I came to that decision because I thought if I wanted to wait for Tamiya to possibly release the tracks as an add-on that you could buy, it might take way too long. So I figured, maybe I'll pick that up and I'll get rid of the Landfrieder body because I've already got 2 of them. But I'll take those tracks and put them on one of my CC01s, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with the TT02. I'll figure it out later, I guess. But then I can get the tracks, and I can get the body, the chassis lining. What do you call that thing? I'm drawing a blank. I'm not gonna edit much of this video. I wanna let it go natural. Yeah, and I know that Traxxas makes an incredible set of tracks for a truck, but it's not Tamiya, and I'd like to see how Tamiya did one as well. So that's where I'm at. I mean, look at these tracks. They look cool. Next up, I won't talk too much about it because I mean, I like it, but I don't think I'm going to be getting it. And that is the Ford GT body. I get a TT02 chassis. So like I said, I'm not going to talk much about it. If you like it, it's great. I think it's an amazing looking body. It's just not something I'm going to be investing my hard-earned dollars into at the moment. I do like this next one though. I am a rally guy. See, I went through an old forum that I used to do since 90 something, whenever it came out, RCuniverse.com. I joined that way back in, I don't remember, 98 or something. And in 2003, I made a post asking about rally cars. So I've actually been interested in them for quite a while now, but haven't ever purchased any until a month ago. And that's because I'd always been putting them on the back burner for another RC or another type of RC. Back when I was still buying RC cars, well, before I got back into it, before I left RC cars, I was pretty heavy into them, but I was always about speed and power and performance, and you know, it got out of hand. It got quite a bit out of hand. I like to call it a snob. I was an RC snob. And I don't think I am anymore because I like any and all, whether it's fun or performance or garbage. I like them all. If it's an RC car, I probably like it. Anyway, Ford Escort, but this is not the rally version. This is the street version, which is neat. I mean, I don't know how it's neater than the rally version, because if you wanted a street version of the rally version, you just leave the stickers off. So, are we moving forward? I don't know. I think we're moving backwards a little bit here. Because now, if you want to make it look proper with the liveries, then you'll have to find a decal set. And I don't know how easy or hard it is to find those. I haven't started looking myself. You can let me know. Or tell me where to get them, so I can get them myself. Because I am going to be purchasing this body and wheel set if it comes out, if it's available. Oh, look at that, and I've already emailed for a pre-order on it. So it looks like I've already ordered the body. Man, late at night when I do things, don't shop late at night, people. You know, I make all these purchases late at night, and then when I wake up in the morning, I regret them. Well, not all of them, some of them. Oh, this chassis, this Ford Escort body, should have mentioned in the beginning, is on a TT02 chassis. This one's really cool. I did not pick up a CC02, but I probably will be picking up this CC02. I love Unimog bodies. I've always had a thing for Unimog bodies. I think they look super cool. And this one looks super cool as well, with the red wheels especially, red wagon wheels. It's not my favorite thing. However, I think it's time to get a CC02 because I've been waiting long enough. It came out with the Mercedes body. I was going to get it, and I thought, you know what? I'd rather get the TRX4 Mercedes body. So I held off on the CC02 Mercedes, and now I think I'm going to go ahead and get the Mercedes. I held off on the G500. I think now I'm going to get the Unimog CC02. It seems to be a very capable chassis from what I've seen, and I also like Unimogs. Those are win-win for me. You tell me, is this something you're interested in? Okay, moving on. We've got, I don't know about this one. It's the Comical Hot Shot. If you saw Gavin's video already this morning, he's got the same issue with it that I've got, which is that fake front monoshock on that body. My goodness, is it ever hideous. Woo! Which makes me actually want to rush to go pick up a Comical Avanti before we can't get one of those anymore. I do like the color on this, I just don't like that front monoshock area. I don't know. It is on the same GFL1B chassis, CB chassis as the Comical Avanti, so it's 4-wheel drive, not 2-wheel drive like the Grasshopper, Hornet, and Frog, the Comical version of those. It is all-wheel drive, so that's cool. They are fun vehicles, and I will be picking up a couple more. I think I'd like to build some with my kids, so I don't know. I might pick up this Hot Shot just because. Is the body painted? Body's pre-painted. Okay, so I maybe not, I don't know. I was hoping the body wasn't painted so that I can paint it whatever color my kids want. I've got a question actually. Tamiya keeps releasing these pre-painted re-bodies. Is it because they don't want you butchering and demolishing their box art look or their colors? That's the only thing I could think of, is they don't want people showing up with pink and purple swirls all over and calling it a Frog or a Hot Shot. I don't know, you tell me. Next, I mentioned this in the last video about news real quick, but it's the different colored Plasma Edge TT02B, again TT02 chassis. I'm not gonna go over that at all. Actually, you know what? I am gonna go over that. Come back. I take that back. I think actually this could be a very, very cool beginner buggy. If this is one of your first Tamiya kits or something, absolutely, absolutely. This I think would be a great kit that could be very fun. It does come 4-wheel drive with the TT02 chassis, which you know by now is very common, parts everywhere, so support is incredible. So could be great for could be a very good first time RC car for somebody to build. I just don't think there are too many features or differences to offer when you compare them to what's out there available. Next, this is the Black Edition Grasshopper 2. It's cool. I like it. I like the different colorways. Do I like the vehicle? Yeah, it's not bad. It's a beginner buggy. It's pretty iconic, the name anyway. And I guess it's different now. Everywhere you look, it's all crawlers everywhere. But back when I was a kid, if you were getting an RC, you were probably getting a buggy, a 2-wheel drive buggy, because that's what was booming and that's what was hot in the market. So I've got a thing for 2-wheel drive buggies a little bit because that's sort of what I grew up with. I don't know if I'm gonna be getting it though. Okay, moving on is a DT01 chassis. Fighter Buggy RX Memorial. It's all black with gold wheels. I think it looks really cool. I've never had a chassis again like this. Well, from Tamiya, I've never had this chassis. I've had a similar chassis from other companies like this, but from Tamiya, I've never had this chassis. So I may consider this, only because it's sort of a commemorative, limited edition with a cool looking box. And the biggest thing that sells me on it is the driver figure. You can clearly see the driver figure, and I like that. I like when you can clearly see the driver figure. It's also really low price, so I don't know. It might be something fun to build. You let me know what you think of it. We got this one now. Probably doesn't need any intro or much explanation. However, there are some changes to the original or the other re-re's. It apparently has a better sealed gear case at the back. That's a good thing. But just look at this. That's gorgeous. Oh man. So I never had one as a kid. They were also before my time. And this is not a sentimental thing at all. I never got to play with one. I did see them a lot though. And being able to see them a lot, it was ingrained in my head. So I can't stop thinking about it. But another big thing about getting me back or getting me onto vintage products is that they come all metal. I don't have to go to China and buy aluminum hop-up parts for all of these vehicles, because they already come with metal parts. Metal parts, usually ball raced already, and those parts aren't going to deteriorate the same as plastic over the next 25 years. I'd like to still play with this maybe when I'm 60 years old, many years from now, you know, and maybe all I want to, or at that time, all I have to change is the fuel tubing for the damper and tires. Who knows? Maybe tires will still be all right to just bash with. But that's what's keeping me hot on the vintage RC or vintage buggy sort of trade. And I'm definitely picking this up because I don't have one. Okay, this is getting a little bit long, I think. Let's move on. This one's huge. A lot of people have been wanting this. I did not care for it up until about a year ago when I started looking back into RC again. And I remember reading reviews on this. Top Force Evo. And articles and watching videos on this. And it made me realize that this is definitely something that was in front of my face a lot when I was younger. Not the Evo, just the standard Top Force version. I never cared for it at that time because when I'd seen them, high performance racing buggies were already out by Low C and Associated, and I mean, you got all these high-end racing companies pushing out only race status chassis, and then you've got this Top Force, and I'm like, it's just a toy. Well, I like my toys, and I think I'm probably getting it. Not to mention, these go for a lot of money online in the resale market, and you can definitely expect that people will be picking this up. So if you want one, you should probably pre-order it or buy it as soon as it comes out so you don't miss out. So just reiterate, the reason I'm not going into detail about every chassis is because that's going to make the video way too long. So we're going to stick with a quick overview and move on. We've got the Thunder Dragon. Not something I knew much of as a kid. In fact, I don't even think I'd ever seen one in front of my face and noted it. I mean, I might have seen it for sure, of course, but never really took note of it and kept memory of it. The only time I remember seeing this was on media. So the Thunder Dragon was used often on media. I found it printed on stickers, on commercials, on things like that. And I love it. I freaking love this thing. I know a lot of people don't like it and they think it's ugly, a sin, but it's a little bit comical, it's a little bit ornate, it's out of this world almost. And I love how the top is all open and clear so you can look down and see the driver itself. That's one of my favorite parts about this. I will be picking this up. Not much else to say about this. It is different from the Fire Dragon and the Thunder Shot, so if you're looking at the differences and everything, there are minor differences. Ball bearings, adjustable links, stabilizer bars, things like that. The Terra Scorcher is the best one. I believe the Thunder Dragon is the lowest one, but I just love the body, so I've got to get one. And this one, very similar, is the Fire Dragon. It's got an extra shock in the front and different color. That's it. Before, back then, the Thunder Dragon used to not have any sway bars, and the Fire Dragon had a front sway bar. That's what I learned in my research. But these Re-Res, neither of them have sway bars. Yeah. But I don't know. I might still be getting it. I like the driver figure in this. I like how visible it is. I like how open the window is. Who knows? I might pick up one of each and build them with my kids. I really am happy for this next one because, no lie, I swear on my grave, I was looking at this body on Tamiya's website and saying, I wish they would re-release the Opel Calibra. That is one of the DTM cars that I love myself. It's one of the cars that I chose to use in a series of DTM races on Gran Turismo with some friends and I. So it does hold a place in my heart, and I'm so happy it's out. But the most exciting part about this is that it's not coming out on a TT02 chassis, people. Nope, no TT02 for this. TA02. Pretty cool, considering I never had a TA02. I never cared about TA02 before, again, because I was into performance. I was getting TC3s and when TC4s and things like that came out, and I was looking at the Pro 3s and Pro 2s, looking at Serpents. You know, I didn't care about these lower end Tamiya chassis back then. Well, I thought they were lower end. In my opinion, they're not low end anymore. They're just different. But I thought they were low end before, entry level, and I didn't care about them. It is totally different now. And I would love to have a TA02 chassis. So I'm very excited for that. And the body just looks great. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Oh. I don't know why, but they're talking about the TB05R again, but I thought they already came out. Anyway, I do like it, and I don't know, I might have to look at a TB05 MS or MSX chassis when it comes out. I'm a huge fan of high-end Tamiya touring car chassis. And that's almost it for RC. They do have a tank, a 135 tank. I don't know much about them, so I'm not gonna talk too much, but it looks really cool. I've got a 1/16 hang long tank. I don't have a Tamiya 1/16 because those are really big money for one of those. But eventually, maybe later. And I've got a 1/16 hang long. It's all right, but I'm sure the Tamiya would be better. So who knows? I might pick up a 135 soon and see the quality difference in these two. Just dropped my laptop. Anyway, that is pretty much the end of the video for my opinions. Let's just recap now. Very exciting time. Now these releases will be drip fed to us. It's not all coming right away. It's not all available immediately. It is being drip fed. Check out Tamiya's website. I don't know if I'm putting it somewhere, but check out Tamiya's website. They'll tell you where it is exactly, when it's coming. So just a quick recap. We've got a Mercedes dump truck coming. We've got a tracked land freighter on the TT02 chassis. We've got a Ford GT40 Mark II on the TT02 chassis. Ford Escort street version on TT02 chassis. TT02. We've got a Mercedes Unimog on CC02 chassis. Comical Hot Shot on GF01CB chassis. Plasma Edge 2 in new colors on TT02B chassis. Grasshopper 2 in black edition. Fighter Buggy RX Memorial black color DT01 chassis. Tamiya Fighter Buggy. Top Force Evo. Thunder Dragon. Man, I really like the way this thing looks. I guess it is one of those, you love it or you hate it, but I think it looks so crazy and far out there. I love it. It's almost like a Cybertruck kind of thing. I don't love the Cybertruck, don't get me wrong. I think it looks cool, but I don't love it. But this I love. I love the figure. Fire Dragon, Opel Calibra on TA02 chassis, TB05R, and a tank. Hopefully I kept you company for a little bit and you enjoyed yourself and we got some information. If even one person found this video to be an asset, then I'm happy. Again, my name is Rex. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully you join me again next time. Bye.